Alright, here's hoping the servers still hold long enough for me to cover all the cosmetics of Festival of the Lost. So, as always, as I will stress, these cosmetics are limited time only. They are here for the next 3 weeks total. Once week around, second week around, third week around. On that third week's reset, we will lose all these cosmetics until next Festival of the Lost. Which, next Festival of the Lost, just because Final Shape, and I have no idea how Bungie is going to be running the show, that could be the last one, so get them while you can. On that note as well, whatever's Bright Dust, same thing, get while you can, because there is a pretty good chance that they will not be back again throughout the rest of Festival Lost, so get it while you can. On that note, let's actually take a bit to go in. Now, I will cover everything in the main store, and I'll also cover what is available for Bright Dust this week. So, as always with these events, there is, of course, a event card, which, if you wanted to go for, it is 1,000 silver. And just to check what is in that event card, let's see. We have the confection shell, which looks like a Ferrero Rocher, if that's saying it right. Then we also have the imprecise snack, which I guess is you tossing something into your mouth and missing over and over. Please tell me it's infinite. Okay, that's another funny infinite shader. You know, that would actually be one that I would like to get, if only it wasn't a part of separate cosmetics. And then we also have Sugar Rush, which is a transmit of you spawning out a candy corn, and a very not worth it ghost projection. So that is also, let's see, we also have the Roseate Gleam, which, let's see how this turns out. Okay, that is definitely not worth a extra 10 bucks. And then we also have the Sugary Staple, which I think is a candy... Now, I was going to say is a candy corn-based sparrow, but it literally just looks like a regular old sparrow painted candy corn color patterns. And then we also have the Vampiric Pose, which is, I guess it's a Dracula meme, but he doesn't even grab his cape. The cape is just kind of fluttering. I mean, it's nice. It is definitely not worth it. It's hard to say if they're really trying at this point. But then, of course, with Festival of Lost, there is, of course, a variety of new masks, which, if I can remember how to get to masks in some way, I want to say, let's see, is it an armor? Ornaments, I haven't done anything just yet for Festival of Lost, so I haven't had access to the variety of masks. Yeah, it doesn't look like I can see it there. Just in case, well, no, I'm actually not going to talk. But there is a variety of masks, and I will say that there is a good portion of them that is earned through specifically playing the event, but then there is also a few that are limited to silver products. And the first of the new ones is the Disciple Mask for Rolk, in case you don't know who that is, raid boss of Val Disciple, and the Goodbye Mask for Archie, the Archangel Robot Dog, who is down there down by Ada, which, I mean, I get they're looking for a more field-crafted look, but damn, these are weird looking, I'm not gonna lie. But then getting into the main stuff as well, the armor sets, which is the main reason anyone's here. So, for Titan, we have the Crawling Chaos Titan bundle, and any of these bundles are available for either 6,000 Bright Dust or 1,500 silver, essentially 15 bucks US dollars. Then from there, you can also see here the theme, obviously was lots of bugs. For, I think it's another spider set, it's really kind of hard to gauge just because of variety of legs, which it doesn't look that bad, I'm not gonna lie. For a theme, it does have its perks and drawbacks, although I don't really think it really lives up to the reputation. Like, I'm not even joking. Since the dinosaur set, the mech set was crap, this one isn't so bad, but it doesn't really live up to uniqueness hype. It's unique color palettes and a few extra legs. There's that. And then, of course, I will also be showing the Hunter set, which is also a themed spider set, because I guess you had the option between spider or beetle for all three sets. And Spider won the set for Hunter. It doesn't look half bad. Same thing with Warlock. They have the Beetle set, but at the same time, I personally don't like any of these. Like, I might buy them if I can see enough reasons to buy them, but at the same time, I am probably only buying 2 of the 3 at most. So, that is personal opinions, though. If you love it, you love it. I will not judge you accordingly. Then, going throughout a bunch of the new stuff, we have the Triple Terror bundle, which I guess is supposed to be a sort of combination. So you have the Sticky and Steed, which it looks... Whoa. I'm not gonna lie, this one looks pretty freaking cool. I think it's kind of like Headless Horseman look, or something like that. or Headless Horseman Ghost Rider? It's hard to say. And just because as well, for once, they are making all the Sparrows fast again, in case you didn't know. So Sparrows can actually be pick and choose, and you'll have no drawbacks. So actually picking Sparrows is unique nowadays. And you also have the extraterrestrial vehicle, which is basically a basic UFO, in case you wanted to look like, instead of a rock, you can look like a dish. And then we also have the spinneret shell, which looks like just basically a spider shell. Ooh. I'm not gonna lie, if people have arachnophobia, they might want to just skip this. But on that same note, going throughout the rest, we have a few things, which of new and old, they have... Okay, they actually kind of did segregate everything. So we have a finisher for this year, Bashing Pumpkins, which is, I imagine, just you pulling out one of the pumpkin bombs and throwing it at their face. Yep, that's pretty much it. And then we also have a new pumpkin carving emote, which, let's see what becomes of this. And let's also see if there's any alternate occurrences. Let's see, stab, stab, slash, poke, stab, chunk, and spin. Okay, so a happy little pumpkin there. And once more through to see if there's any variation, just in case. And... no variation. Okay, so that is nice emo, but there isn't a variety to it. They stopped doing variety in these things. Oh, and another bloated out model glitch. Ah, there we go. So we also have the zombie shuffle, which this might be one that I try to pick up if it comes around at any point, just because this is the majority of the PvP community. I want to blend in when I want to play Crucible. And we also have the skeletal dance, which is, well, spooky. And then for the rest of it, we have the Accursed Sun, which I guess is a vampire, yep, being burned by the sun. Look. And we already see the Spinneret shell. We also have the Heart-powered shell, which is a Sailor Moon-based sparrow, or ghost shell, which hurts my eyes. Also, I don't really appreciate Sailor Moon that well, but I guess there's that. Then we also have... the Mourner, which I guess is a case of... hearse casket look, which this also looks awesome. This might be one that I have to make sure I get a hold of, just because this fits my theme a little bit well. It might be hard breaking free from Always on Time, but the Festival Lost is always a good place to go for it. And aside from the extraterrestrial one, we also have Fairy Tale Flight, which I guess is the alternate to Sailor... Well, actually, like I said, I don't know if it's Sailor Moon, because I don't have any care in the world about that. But at the same time, it's not a bad-looking ship, but it's pretty... It's pretty meh, especially compared to that meme. Now, like I said before, all the old sets are available, going from the mech set to the dinosaur set, all the way back to... Let's see how actually far it goes. Actually, all the way back to year 1. So, all of the years of Festival Lost is currently available for armor sets. Now, the only ones that... Well, it doesn't show me, but I think the only ones you can buy for silver might be the... at least a couple years. It's hard to say because I own a majority of these bundles, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of them are only silver, some of them are bright dust as well. So keep that in mind in case you wanted to get a bunch of other stuff. And now there is a bunch of other emotes and stuff all from last year. I'll do a quick just run through on the front page in case you wanted to get an eye on anything, but there is just honestly too many items here to cover all at once, checking one by one. So if you actually want to get your hold on a few of these things, like I said, there is some new, there is some old, there is some stuff that is only silver. There, like a bunch of these masks, all of these are only here for silver. You can't get them in terms of the regular event. But aside from that, now into the main Bright Dust store. As always, there's a few things like shaders that are unique to the Bright Dust store. So, Blood Mane, that doesn't appear to have any blood aside from one small bit. Yeah, that shader doesn't look exactly right. We also have Skelegal, which is one that I know people have liked. It's essentially a black and dark yellowish brown look. Pretty solid one. Would definitely recommend this one for a few looks. It's pretty good. And my personal favorite, Transmat, because this is the one I use at all times on my Platinum Starling, the Batwing entrance, to look like Oryx himself. They also have a Hexing Shell, which is an old witchy look for the ghost. Pretty cute. This one's always been one of the cutest ones, just because big hat. You also have the Tombstone emo, which if you ever wanted to later rest your latest loadout because Bungie thought it was too powerful, this is the Tombstone to work into the next video of how it was destroyed. And into the main store, we have Shadow Strike, way back when. I remember this being a very old one, which... just like before, not much shadow about it. And then we also have Skelegal. Again, no point in checking that. And we also have Melchizedek Bramble, I think that's how you pronounce it, which is another good void look. Lots of black, some bright purples, metallic looks. Don't know how it glows. It might not glow at all. It might just be a white base. But, you know, there's that. And we also have Clinging Cobweb, which, if I was to guess, this looks like a shader to have the armor's color on different armors. I'm actually going to pick that up. That's pretty nice. And then for a few more limited time transmats, Looming Moon, which is Looming Moon, as well as the Only the Finest. This one is not limited time, so don't worry about this one if you miss out on it. And the Shattered Shrieker, same thing, not limited time, so don't feel bad if you miss out. It will be back in the next couple of weeks. And then for our main items, we have the Buster Ray emote, which is Ghostbusters meets Destiny, because you have a little Vex Mythoglast and the Ghostbusters, I forget what it's called, I forget what it's called officially, but essentially Ghostbusters reference emote. Then you also have the Accursed Sun, which is something I just talked. This one is a brand new one. It is a blue rarity and quite simple, so don't feel bad if you don't want to get it. We also have the Jack O'Shell, which is the guy named Liam, was his name? I don't remember, but, you know, Lewis, that's what it was. This is a ghost shell named Lewis, not Jack, and it's still pretty good looking, and of course is mobile, so there's that. And we also have the Manse Macabre, which is, if I recall, from last year, which does look pretty solid, but at the same time, it's a very on point, to the point where if you're not trying to look Halloween themed, you're going to struggle to not. And then we also have the Mad Machinery, which I believe is from a few years ago during Season of Arrivals, if I had to remember. But at the same time, a nice looking sparrow. Pretty solid look in case you wanted some sparky flair to it, but, you know, never judge. And they also have the Worm Perilous for Parasite, which, yes, this is one of the only ornaments for Parasite, and it's probably the coolest ornament of all of Festival of Lost that is available. I would say get it if you use Parasite, even if you don't. Then, as always, lastly, a ghost projection, which is quite bleh. So, with that, like I said, there is limited time to get any of these. There is a select stuff that is brand new, so also check. I will also just include this. If you see this logo right here on anything, that means it is festival specific and limited time. So in case you're ever browsing the store by yourself and are wondering what is and what isn't limited time, look for that logo. That is basically to say event only, and if you don't get it, there is a chance you won't get it again. With that, my name is Matt Scorpion. I will see you in the next video.